morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that you guys are here. It is early October, early bow season here in Central Texas, and I couldn't be more ecstatic, more excited. But before we get too much further into this video, I want to give you guys the verse of the day, and it comes from John chapter 15, verse 12, and it says, "This is my commandment, love each other in the same way I have loved you." What? Just such a simple thing that we can do. Even if you're a non-believer or an atheist or whatever you want to call yourself, and Christians alike as well, obviously, love. Just love. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. I think sometimes we want to make that harder than what it actually is. There's lots of different ways to show love. Simple acts of kindness, gestures, words, your actions, all kinds of things. We can really go super deep into this. I am almost late, but still right on time. So I got a good south-southwest wind, about 3 miles an hour, and it looks like the wind is going to pick up just a little bit as the morning progresses, which is good for me. This is my first morning sit of the season, and I think it's going to be a really good one. I had this 7-point, which is, I don't have a name for him other than just the 7-point, which is strange for me because I normally name them, these deer that I go after. But the target buck, the 7-point, was at my feeder for a good long while yesterday afternoon, as well as throughout the night. So I'm gonna have to slip in as quietly as I can. That's why I'm giving you guys the the intro right now here in the truck. But I'm gonna get everything moved over to the Polaris, and we're gonna ease on out to our spot, and hopefully we'll let an arrow fly this morning.
still shaking. I've been in this stand for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I got in about 20 minutes before dark. Before daylight. It was still dark. And that buck that walked in first on the left-hand side, I saw him here at this spot yesterday morning. Never seen him before. Had no clue where he came from. Just a random buck. And then he walks in and starts eating. And I look off to the right and there's another buck coming in. Also another buck that I've never seen before. The biggest bodied deer, hands down, that I've ever taken on this property. Whenever that deer walked in and I saw his neck, my jaw just hit the floor. I could not believe how big that buck is. His antlers aren't that great, but I don't care. That is a big mature buck, and I can't believe that just happened the way that it happened. I decided to just completely switch things up and get in a different spot this morning that I haven't hunted in months. Like, I literally haven't been to this spot in, gosh, at least 2.5, 3 months. The last time that I was here, I had some tree trimming to do, and that was back in the summer. I was prepping this spot, getting it ready for deer season, and this feeder has just been completely dead and quiet, other than hogs for the most part, and then a group of bucks here and there. That first buck that walked in by himself, he was here yesterday morning, and then he also showed up right about dark, or a little after dark last night, and he started feeding here. And then the pigs came in and pushed him out, and I knew, I just had a feeling, I just knew, like, I needed to come get in this stand this morning because I knew that he was going to be here, but I had no idea that that other really, really big buck was going to be with him as well. I've never seen either one of these deer before. That is incredible. Man, I am so thankful. I know that there's much bigger bucks on this property, and that there's probably going to be some really good bucks come November and December that are on my food plot and chasing does. But you know what? I'm just stoked about that buck. That's a solid 5-6-year-old buck and just an enormous body. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. The shot looked just a touch far back. I'm not sure if I punched it or what happened there. I felt good whenever I released that arrow, but anyway, I saw him run out about 60 yards and get all wobbly legged, and I think he fell. I know he got back up and he just kind of stumbled and wobbled over to the right just a little bit, and then I lost sight of him. But I'm pretty sure that buck is down, and I could not be more excited. 13 yards is what the feeder's at. So as y'all can probably imagine, it's pretty stinking difficult to reach out across your body out in the wide open in your shoe and grab your bow, pull it back, and let an arrow fly. I was super worried about that, but fortunately enough, geese are getting off the roost. Fortunately enough, it was still just dark enough, and I've got enough cover behind me that I wasn't skylined, and they didn't see me. And of course, I'm wearing full-blown camouflage too. That one buck, whenever I finally got back to full draw, that's whenever he looked at me, and he may have had me, but I mean, we got it done anyway. So, oh man, thank the Lord. This is incredible. I'm fixing to start texting my dad, texting buddies, letting them know that I got a buck on the ground, and I can't wait till we can go and look at it and I can share it with you guys. It's been about an hour and a half since my shot. I watched that buck go down, but the shot was just a touch further back than I would have liked for it to have been. So I wanted to give him just a little bit extra time, but I'm walking up to the feeder right here. I'm gonna see if I can pick up on a trail of any sort, and we'll go from here. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, I think, because of the dew that's still on the ground, but I think we'll be able to find our deer here in just a few minutes. We got it. Hey, bud. Oh my gosh. What a giant buck. Oh my gosh. Look at this deer. Look at the body on this thing. That is insane. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. It's maybe like 110, yeah, maybe 110 inch deer, but I just am so freaking ecstatic. Look at this big mature buck. Thank you, Lord. This is unbelievable. We're gonna have to weigh this deer, and you guys are gonna have to let the weight guesses begin on this buck, because we're gonna do a giveaway on this one. Man, this is just unreal. This is insane. I cannot believe how big this buck is. So I'm sitting here just off camera, enjoying and reminiscing the moment for a minute, but I decided to read the verse of the day, and it comes from Revelation 4, verse 11. It says, "You are worthy, O Lord our God, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and they exist because you created what you pleased." I love this verse. It's absolutely true. We are blessed beyond measure, and let me just tell you guys one thing. I am so thankful that when God started creating animals, that he decided to create the white-tailed deer, because this is one of my most favorite things to hunt, I think. It's just almost nothing that beats it. I can't wait to put this deer on a scale. Just with the sun coming up back over that way, and everything around me, and looking at this buck, and he's starting to put a little bit of a winter coat on. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful morning, and I'm super thankful. Oh my goodness. I can't even begin to explain to you guys what this deer means to me. For those of you that followed along last year throughout deer season, you know how tough of a season that I had here on this property, and this is my main lease, and I really struggled last year with finding a good buck. They were just very few and far between. I don't even think I saw one that was even legal to shoot other than a spike. And so this year I did twice as much prep work, going around to all my spots, prepping, putting in food plots, putting stands up, putting cameras out, and this year has just proven to be the complete opposite of last year, and I couldn't be more thankful for this buck. I think he's probably a 5 to 6 year old deer, and that right there, to take a big mature buck with your bow is what it's all about to me, regardless of antler size. It looks like he's actually probably on his way down. He may have been bigger last year, but again, I don't have any history with this buck, so I really don't know anything about him. But looking here at my shot, I was a little bit further forward than I thought I was originally, but this buck was quartering away, and so I knew that I needed to be back, but I was afraid that I had it too far back, and actually by the time I walked up here and looked at him, it's pretty much spot on, right where you would want it. So I'm super thankful for a quick, clean harvest and a quick recovery, and I just I couldn't be more thankful. It's a great morning. It's starting out to be a great season. I've got 3 tags left here for the state of Texas, and I wouldn't trade this buck for anything else. So hope that you guys have enjoyed this video very much so far. One thing that I am going to do before I close this video out is we're going to go get a weight. We got to get a weight on this buck, and I want you guys to let your guesses begin, because we're going to do a giveaway. Also going to be doing a dozen arrow giveaway from the Stock Archery arrows, and if you guys want to and you're interested in checking those arrows out, the link will be down in the description below. Go pick you some up. It's what I'm running this year, and I have absolutely loved them. The overall build and quality of them is great, so you guys want to check those out. But
let's get packed up here, and I'm gonna take a few more pictures, and then we are gonna go and get a weight on this guy. I'm super stoked about that, and then we'll finish this video out. I'm officially back at the house now. I had some issues with my scale. I don't know what is going on with it or what's wrong with it, but I got my final weight, and I believe it to be fairly accurate. I guesstimated that big whitetail to go somewhere between 200 and 225 pounds. I was leaning more towards that 200-pound mark, and like I said, I was just a little bit off. It was a little lower than I thought it was going to be, but just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison as far as my guess goes. But super blessed and super fortunate to have gotten it done on such an awesome big buck early in the season. And I know that that may not be a giant to some of you, but that's okay. It's a giant to me, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. There's going to be plenty more to come, and some very exciting stuff coming up here in the next couple weeks. So you guys want to make sure that you're subscribed and sticking around for that stuff. Always out, especially this time of year. And we're going to be doing tons and tons of filming. I promise there won't be any more like 3-week long breaks in between videos. I apologize for that. Just had a lot going on, and got everything squared away. Everything's great here. So can't wait to see you guys for real this time in just a couple of days. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for watching.